All right, who do you want first?
We can start with Joseph Given.
Mr. Given, are you there?
Yes.
All right, is it Given?
Yes, Given.
All right, this is People versus Joseph Given, case SP 1013299, count 1, driving while license not valid, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor, SX 280934441, driving while license expired, and count 2, failure to secure a loan, no insurance. Ms. Wilkerson, can I get your appearance and P number for the record, please?
Tilmadra Wilkerson, P81003, on behalf of Mr. Given. Mr. Given, please state your name for the record.
Joseph Given.
Your
Mr.
Honor, for
Given,
purposes.
hold on 1 second. Mr. Given, I must inform you that you have a right to be physically present in a courtroom for this hearing. Do you want to continue today over Zoom, or do you want an opportunity to be physically in a courtroom?
We can do it today.
All right, Ms. Wilkerson, for arraignment purposes, are you waiving formal reading, standing mute?
Yes, Your Honor.
Over enter plea if not guilty, recall any outstanding warrants. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Given would like to avail himself to the plea offer, which was an amended charge of failure to display instead of improper license, and an amended charge of improper plates instead of no insurance. The remaining 2 charges, driver license expired, and security fail, will be dismissed.
All right, Mr. Given, if you can raise your right hand, I will swear you in. Do you swear
Okay.
or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You can lower your hand. Your name for the record?
Joseph Given.
Mr. Given, it's my understanding you wish to waive your trial rights and tender a plea of guilty pursuant to the plea offer. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you understand that, do you understand by pleading guilty, you give up your trial rights, which include the right to have the prosecutor prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt? You give up the right to
Correct.
testify at your trial, have witnesses appear on your behalf. You give up the right to be silent at your trial, not have your silence used against you. And you give up your right to an automatic appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, tendering a plea of guilty could impact your status? Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything other than this plea offer to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, I am.
1 second, sir.
No problem.
Sir, I draw your attention to August 6, 2019, 11:46 in the morning. Were you operating a 2007 Ford in your school craft in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you doing so while your license was not valid at that time?
Yes.
And was that vehicle uninsured at that time?
Yes, it was.
Counsel, are you satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Court is well satisfied, will accept the guilty pleas, will amend the charges to failure to display an improper plate respectively, and will dismiss the remaining matters with the stipulation of probable cause.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
Those matters are dismissed. Counsel, anything you would like to say on your client's behalf?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gavon, anything you would like to say on your own behalf?
No.
The court, on each matter that you pled guilty to, and it's 2, the court will impose a fine of $25, mandatory court cost of $190. The court will impose a one-time $25 attorney fee on 1 case. The Secretary of State has imposed 4 $45 license reinstatement fees. Your all-in total, sir, is $635. I see that you posted $600 in bond. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, the court will apply the bond leaves a balance of $35. Can you, are you able to pay that, or do you need community service, sir?
I gotta pay it today.
How much time do you need to pay the balance of $35?
I can pay it if
When
I
can you pay it?
as soon as possible.
When
Right
is
now,
that?
I can pay it right now.
Okay, so pay it by the close of business today. You can pay it online at the 36th District Court website. You can visit a DIVDAT, the D-I-V-D-A-T payment kiosk. There is one outside of 36th District Court, or you can pay over the phone. Do you need the telephone number?
Yes, please.
Let me know when you're ready.
1 second. I'm ready.
855
855.
798
Can you say that again?
798 is the middle 3 digits.
Okay.
1547.
547. I got it.
All right. Anything else for the record, Mr. Gavon?
No, Nothing else.
Okay, it'll take about 3 days for the bond to be applied, and it'll take about 7 days once you pay the balance for the Secretary of State to receive the clearances, okay? 7 to 10 days for them to get the clearances, okay?
Okay, one other question. How much did you say that was again?
$635. We applied $600 of your bond, leaves a balance of $35.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Anything else, sir?
No, that'll be all.
All right, that concludes your matter. You have a great day and stay safe.
You too, thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, who's next?
Mr. Gordon Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, if you can unmute your device so that we can hear you.
Yes.
All right, this is People versus Gordon Griffin, case 184015431. No operator's license on person 162113791. No operator's license on person. Mr. Griffin, can you state your name for the record?
Gordon Griffin, Gordon Eugene Griffin III.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. I must inform you that you have a right to be physically present in a courtroom for this hearing. Do you want to continue today over Zoom, or would you like an opportunity to be physically in a courtroom?
I'd like to continue over Zoom.
All right, Ms. Wilkerson, can I get your appearance for the record?
Field Manager Wilkerson on behalf of Mr. Gordon, Your Honor.
All right, and for arraignment purposes,
Griffin, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
I said his first name instead of his last name, Mr. Griffin.
That's all right. Okay, Ms. Wilkerson, for arraignment purposes, are you waiving formal reading, standing mute?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will enter plea if not guilty, and how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Griffin would like to avail himself to the plea offer, which was a plea to an amended charge of failure to display, and the remaining no operator's license charge will be dismissed.
All right, Mr. Griffin, if you can raise your right hand, I will swear you in. Do you
Okay.
swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
You can lower your hand. Your name for the record?
Gordon Eugene Griffin III.
Mr. Griffin, is my understanding you wish to waive your trial rights and tender a plea of guilty pursuant to the plea offer. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you give up your trial rights, which include the right to have the prosecutor prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt? You give up the right to testify at your trial, have witnesses appear on your behalf. You give up the right to be silent at your trial, not have your silence used against you, and you give up your right to an automatic appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, tendering a plea of guilty could impact your status? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything other than this plea offer to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Sir, in regards to case 184015431, I'll draw your attention back to May 22nd, 2018, 8:10 in the evening. Were you operating a 2004 Pontiac in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you doing so without a valid license on your person?
Yes, I was.
Counsel, you satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Court is well satisfied. Will accept the guilty plea. Will amend that to a failure to display. Will dismiss the remaining matter with the stipulation of probable cause.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
That matter is dismissed. Counsel, anything you'd like to say on your client's behalf?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Griffin, anything you would like to say on your own behalf?
No.
Court will impose a fine of $25, mandatory court costs of $190. There's a $25 attorney fee. The Secretary of State has imposed two $45 license reinstatement fees. $330 is the total amount due. Mr. Griffin, I see that you posted $700 in bond. Is that right?
Yes.
The court will apply the bond. The remaining balance will be mailed back to you at the address you gave at the time that you posted your bond. Has your address changed?
No.
Okay, so expect the bond refund in a few weeks, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
You're welcome. That concludes your matter. Have a great day and stay safe.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Next.
We can do Mr. Demetric Lamkin next.
All right. Mr. Lamkin, are you ready?
Yep,
It's-
he's
it's
ready.
a
Hold on.
Mr.
What's up, baby?
All right, this is People versus Demetric Lamkin, case number SP 110333051, charge of driving while license expired. Mr. Lamkin, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yeah, Demetric Lamkin.
Mr. Lamkin, I must inform you that you have a right to be physically present in a courtroom for this hearing. Do you want to continue today over Zoom, or would you like an opportunity to be physically in a courtroom?
We can finish today.
All right, Ms. Wilkerson, can I get your appearance and P number for the record?
Field Manager Wilkerson, P81003, on behalf of Mr. Lamkin. For purposes of arraignment, we would like to stand mute, waive formal reading.
Court will recall any outstanding warrants, enter a plea of not guilty. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Lamkin would like to avail himself to the plea offer of amended charge of failure to display.
Mr. Langston, if you can raise your right hand and so I can swear you in, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can lower your hand and your name for the record. Your name for the record.
Oh, Demetric Lamkin.
Mr. Lampkin, it's my understanding you wish to waive your trial rights and tender a plea of guilty pursuant to the plea offer. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you give up your trial rights, which include the right to have the prosecutor prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt? You give up the right to testify at your trial, have witnesses appear on your behalf. You give up the right to be silent at your trial, not have your silence used against you, and you give up your right to an automatic appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, tendering a plea of guilty could impact your status? Do you understand that?
Excuse me, Daddy.
Oh, baby, stop going in with your mama. Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything other than his plea offer to get you to plead guilty?
No. What? Hold on. Is this for? What's this for now?
The charge that we talked about, the one charge that I told you will be amended to a 0-point offense. You
Oh,
only
that
have
is-
one charge on the docket, Mr. Lampkin.
That's a driving one with my license expired.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Do you understand why you're here, Mr. Lampkin?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I have. Yes. Yes.
All right. Mr. Lampkin, did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything other than his plea offer to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Do you understand that if you are currently on probation or parole, tendering a plea of guilty could impact your status?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Sir, I draw your attention back to August 6, 2020, 3:24 in the evening. Were you operating a 2019 Dodge in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you doing so while your license was expired at that time?
Yes. Because
Count
it
three.
was. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Lampkin.
Yes, because it was. What day was that?
August 6th, 2020.
Yeah.
Was your
'cause my
license expired on that date?
Yes, because my birthday had just passed on July 28th, and I wasn't able to get into the Secretary of State until later.
Have you renewed your license since?
Yes, I did, and I had yes, I did.
Is it current?
Yes, but I lost my wallet, but I got the I got the temporarily paper that they had gave me.
Okay, when did you renew your license?
I renewed my license. I'm not sure the exact date, but the temporarily one expired 12/18/2020.
So it's still expired. You don't have your new
No,
one?
I lost my new one. I lost my my whole wallet. So I had to find this paper and so I figured because if I showed y'all that, then that'll let you know that I have had license since then, since this ticket.
Yeah, what I'm trying to figure out now, if you are currently licensed, because the temporary license that you had, you said expired last year, right?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
all right. So now I'm just trying to figure out if you currently have a license so that I can move accordingly. So since you don't have that documentation, Mr. Clerk, Mr. Lewis. And I'm sorry, I muted the court's device. If you can unmute the courtroom, please. There you go. Mr. Lewis, are you able to do a SOS for
Yes, I
Mr.
can.
Lamkin? And if you can see if he currently has a valid driver's license, please.
Excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Lampkin?
No, y'all, the court sent me something in the mail that told me it was suspended because of this offense right here.
Okay, Mr. Lampkin, hold on one second. Did you fail to appear for a court date in January?
January
29th, 2021, before Judge Langston. She issued a warrant. Defendant failed to appear.
that was the very first one. I had difficulty with the Zoom, and then they gave me another one on was it like December?
Young,
Yes,
there's no license in the system or on the ticket for me to run a driver's license number with SOS.
okay. Could you run it with any other information? Mr. Clerk?
Yes, I'm trying to see if
Okay.
try to run it by his name, see if that can help me. Yeah, coming back with an error. Let me run it one more time, Judge.
Okay.
I ran his birthday, his first and last name. See if it come back in. Run it one more time.
Mr. Lamkin, on the temporary license you got,